And to get us more focused on our breath, I'd like to lead us through what I call circular breathing. I'm not exactly sure what it's called in Sanskrit. I'll find out. But this exercise is meant to bring our attention inward, to focus on our breathing and activate the parasympathetic nervous system and calm us down. So we're going to bring our hands into this position. We're going to place them on our nostrils. And closing one nostril, we're going to inhale on the left. The air comes in, and we switch nostrils and exhale out the other side. Inhale on this right side. Switch nostrils and exhale on this side. Inhale, switch, exhale. You can shut down your eyes and do that a few times. It just helps to bring our attention inward into how our breath feels this evening and calms ourselves down. Beautiful. And when you're ready, we're going to come to an easy seat again, maybe on your mat. Come back to your intention. We're going to take some neck stretches. And while we're doing our neck stretches, we're going to focus on diaphragmatic breathing. So we're going to fill up our lungs like an umbrella. And as we exhale, our lungs are going to deflate like the umbrella is collapsing on itself. So drop one ear to your shoulder, maybe your right ear to your right shoulder. Place your palms on the ground next to your seat. And just breathe, filling up your chest, expanding that umbrella of your lungs 360 degrees around. Inhaling through your nose and exhale. Let the umbrella collapse and fold in. And inhale. And exhale. Roll your head forward. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder and do the same thing. Fill up. And let it go. Breathing into that space on your shoulder. And maybe take a few more neck rolls, whatever feels good right now to stretch out your neck. And next we're going to come into butterfly pose. So you'll bring the soles of your feet together in front of you. And relax forward. Yep, you can sit up onto a bolster or your pillow. And this will kind of give you more ability to extend your lower back and fold over your feet. So if you're very tight or not very open, sitting up on a block or sitting up on a pillow is a nice smooth way to go in a forward fold like this. So bring your feet together, fold forward at your hips, over your thighs, yep. And then you can actually wrap your feet under each shin and grab your feet and give your feet a little massage and fold over and collapse. This time taking big belly breaths. So in through your nose, fill up your belly as much as you can, and then let it go. Maybe shake your head yes and no. Feeling some opening. Grabbing your feet isn't to force it, but to assist. On your next inhale, let's come back to seated. We're going to roll over our knees into child's pose. You can use your blanket or a pillow or a towel to fold over into a supported child's pose. So your feet, knees go wide, toes to touch. Shoulders can come over that bolster. Maybe you move your head, turn your head to one side if breathing feels constricted here. And we'll do belly breaths again, filling up to the tippy top and then letting go. Come back to your intention. Focus on that word or that idea for this evening. Inhale, fill up as much as you can, and when you can't fill up anymore, take one more sip, and then exhale through your mouth, let it all go. Hand something over this evening. Take one more round of breath together. Inhale and exhale. Can your hips sink a little bit closer to your heels? Can your hands walk out a little bit farther to find just a little bit more opening in our supported child's pose? And when you're ready, we'll slowly walk up back to a kneeling position. Maybe move your prop out of the way, coming into tabletop. A few cat-cows here. Inhale, cow, belly drops, gaze goes up. Shoulders are over your wrists, hips are over your knees. Exhale, cat. Let it go, arch your back. Inhale, cow. And cat, exhale. This time, flip your toes, push through your hands, maybe walk your hands forward a few inches and come up into downward facing dog. Inhale together, exhale, let something go, pedal out your feet. Maybe move your hips. You can bend your knees, you can come up onto your tippy toes and hover. You're looking for a flat back and a triangle shape through your body, your gaze at your navel. Wonderful. When you're ready, walk your feet to meet your hands. We're going to move through a modified moon salutation. So not super high energy, just moving our body as we calm down for the evening. We're going to inhale to mountain pose, Tadasana. Hands above our head, shoulders melt down our back, crown reaching tall. Round through all four corners of your feet. Belly engaged. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to a steeple grip. And you can even grab one wrist with the other hand and inhale, pull that arm over to the side and create a half moon shape. Engage your belly to protect your back here. Engage your quads. Breathe into that opening. Nice job. Keep your ears between your biceps. Inhale. Exhale back to center. We'll move over to the other side. So find that grasp. Inhale and exhale. Reach up and out of your ribs. Crown reaching high. Beautiful half moons. Lovely. Inhale back to center. We're going to take just a baby back bend. Exhale, cactus your arms. Reach your chest to the sky to a degree that's comfortable for you. Just a chest opener. Inhale back to mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hands through heart center. Release your hands to the earth. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Your choice here, you can take a vinyasa or just come into a tiny ball and rest. If you're taking your vinyasa, you would exhale out of plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward face. So Veer will demonstrate. Exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And like I mentioned, you can just come into that crouching position if you want to. That's a very nice restorative pose for evening, I think. And from here, we're going to step back into plank. So right leg back, left leg back, and then we're going to come back into our downward facing dog. We're going to come through that that moon salutation just 2 more times. So walk your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, grasp the wrist and pull over to the side. Inhale and exhale, finding that extension and that opening in your side body. Find your edge and breathe into your side. Inhale back to Tadasana, mountain pose, and we'll switch to the other side. Nice work. Breathing into that side body. Inhale back to center. Cactus your arms. Inhale, baby back bend. Exhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hands through heart center. Come into a tiny ball and either step back and take your vinyasa or wait here. Take deep belly breaths. When you're ready, step back to plank and meet in downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale together. Exhale. Walk, step, or jump your feet to meet your hands. Sweep your arms up. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, grab your wrist, half moon. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, back to center. Cactus your arms, baby back bend. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Tiny ball, or take your vinyasa. Step back to plank, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Nice job. Let's take a collective breath together. Inhale and exhale. Let something go. Come back to your intention. Remember that word. You're doing great. Inhale, your right leg high. Step it through, low lunge. We're going to drop our knee here. So if you want to grab a pillow or a blanket to place under your knee, that's a good option. If not, if that's comfortable for you, we're going to come in to Crescent Moon. Inhale your arms high. Find some opening through that fascia in the front side of your hips. Chest maybe reaches towards the sky. Shoulders slide down your back. Inhale, find some opening. Exhale, come hands to heart center. We're just going to take a quick spinal twist. So you're going to twist from your torso and rest your elbow on your knee. You can press your fist into your hand to find some more support through that opening. Imagine a straight line going from your tailbone all the way out through the crown of your head. And breathe here. Inhale and exhale, hands back to heart center. Engage your core, because we're going to rise up to Crescent Lunge from here. So place your hands down by your front knee. Bring up that back leg onto your toe. Engage your core. Sweep your arms up, Crescent Lunge. Nice. Inhale and exhale into Warrior Two. That back leg pivots. Our strength here is in our feet in that front lunge. Arms reaching out, shoulders slide down your back, gazes over that middle finger. Shoulders are open to the side of your mat. Inhale into Star towards the side of your mat. Arms reach out, feet are face the outer corners of your mat. We're going to come down to a Prasarita, so halfway forward fold. Feet pigeon toe in a little bit. Bend at your hips and come down into a forward fold, a wide-legged forward fold. In this position, you can take a rag doll with your arms if you would like to have some release of your lower back. You can also grab props to bring the ground closer to you. Either way is fine. And just breathe here. If you're in ragdoll, you might want to find some movement. You can walk your hands from foot to foot and find some opening, breathing. When you come back to center, we're going to come to a halfway lift. Your hands might rest on the earth or out to the sides. You're looking for a flat back. Engage your belly, rise up to star. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Pivot that front foot. Knife edge of your back foot goes in the back side of your mat. Flip your palms. Hinge forward over that front knee. Tick-tock your arms 6 and 12, extended side angle. Again, imagine a straight line coming from the crown of your head to your tailbone. One line of energy. Engage your core. Maybe come a little bit deeper into your lunge and find some strength there and breathe. When you're ready, engage your core. Inhale, back to warrior two. And then reverse your warrior. Hands come back to your back leg, gently resting there. Front arm comes up, reaching to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, back to warrior two. Windmill your arms down to a low lunge, back to plank. And let's drop our knees and meet in child's pose. Again, you can place that under your belly and get another break here. Just come back to your breath before we move on to the other side. Just taking a moment. Deep belly breaths, coming back to your intention. Fill up all 360 degrees around your lungs and let it go. If that one thing has crept back into your mind, let it go again. Hand it over. And when you're ready, move that prop out of the way. We'll come back to tabletop. We're going to do the other side in that same flow. Meet in downward facing dog. Take a breath here. See if your dog feels any different halfway through your practice. Inhale your left leg high. Step it through, low lunge. Grab your prop if you need it to set it under your knee for crescent moon. Find some opening through the front side of that hip. Find some extension. Your chest reaches high. Beautiful. Hands to heart center. We're going to do that spinal twist. The elbow reaching towards the outside. Lean forward. The elbow reaches to the outside, and then hands at heart center. And Veer, maybe you can show them how you put your fist in your hand to find a little bit more support there. Thank you. Inhale and exhale, one line of energy from your tailbone through your crown. Exhale back to center. Place your hands by your feet, frame your feet, but bring that back leg up. Engage your core, sweep your arms up, low lunge. Beautiful. Prasarita to the other side, or star to the other side. Oh, warrior two, sorry guys. Warrior two to the front of your mat. Inhale and exhale into star. Feet point out to the corners of your mat. Exhale, reverse swan dive down, Prasarita. Wide-legged halfway. Wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And if you want to come back up to star, this time maybe bind your hands behind your back. If you want to find a chest opener here, you can fold forward and let your arms come over your head or extend as much as is possible, as comfortable. If this doesn't feel good in your shoulders or your wrists, please don't do it and just enjoy a nice, wonderful forward fold. And when you're ready, release your hands, halfway lift, up to star. Inhale, big inhale, fill up your chest. Exhale, warrior two. Flip your palms, reach forward. Someone has a hold of that front hand. Tick-tock your arms, 6 and 12. The one line of energy from your tailbone through your crown. Inhale and exhale. Maybe come a little bit deeper into that lunge. Find your strength. You're doing great. Inhale, back to warrior two. And exhale, reverse your warrior. Beautiful. Windmill your arms down to frame your foot. Step back into plank and come into a child's pose. Bring your knees out a little bit wider maybe. Can you sink your belly between your legs? Can your tailbone reach farther back? How different does your child's pose feel right now compared to when we first started? Remember your word or your intention, clarity, breath, compassion or gratitude, handing something over that isn't serving us today. And when you're ready, we'll make our way back to tabletop. We're going to come into Pigeon. I'm going to have Vera demonstrate. I'm going to have her demonstrate the use of props because a lot of people aren't very open in their hips, including myself. So I use a lot of props to support my hips in Pigeon. We're going to stay in it for a few minutes, so get comfy in it and find a place of rest in this pose that feels good, not painful. So use as many props as you need to, blankets or pillows, to find some support. So inhale, you come from downward facing dog, you lift up your leg, right leg high, pull it through, and then we bring our leg to a 90-degree angle or less. She's placing a block under that right hip. And so this is Pigeon or half Pigeon. Sleeping Pigeon, she can come forward, maybe grab a pillow, and come forward over that knee and rest. The important thing in Pigeon is that your hips are supported and that they're squared off. So if you're not there yet, if you're in tabletop, come to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high, pull it through, knee at a 90-degree angle or less. Support your hips and fold over. If you want to take an inhale and creep your arms forward just a little bit to find a little bit more opening on the other side, so on your left hip. Let's take a big chest opening breath, filling up your diaphragm 360 degrees, Open up the back sides of your lungs. Releasing all that stress from our day that we hang on to in our hips. If anything hurts, back off. Beautiful pigeons. Inhale, fill up all the spaces in your lungs. Exhale, let something go. Just 30 more seconds here. Can you find more release in those joints? Can you breathe more space into your hips? Bring some awareness to your hands and slowly walk back up to an upright pigeon. And slowly and gently, because we've cut off some blood flow, you want to help your leg back. Slowly and gently come to all fours, to tabletop, and then up to downward facing dog. Thanks, Vera. And pedal out your feet, get the blood going again. We're going to take pigeon on the other side. When you're ready, you're going to inhale the left leg high. Pull your knee through your chest, 90-degree angle. Gaze over that back leg and make sure that it's sticking straight out behind you and not tweak to one side. Maybe place something under that left hip. Inhale, find some opening. Beautiful. And when you're ready to come into resting pigeon or sleeping pigeon, fold over. And exhale, let something go. It's pretty normal for us to be unbalanced on each side of our body. So if the left side feels significantly tighter than the other side, that's okay. Everyone is like that. So just breathe into it. And accept that that's where your body is right now, and it's perfectly okay. These restorative poses where we hang out for a little while and breathe allows the fascia or the fascia in our joints and ligaments release with time rather than effort. So we hang out here to give our body just the natural time it needs to find some space through those joints, to find that flexibility and that range of motion in a gentle way. Have about 30 more seconds, so find maybe another moment of release. Inhale and exhale some breath. Find some more space in those joints, in the back of your lungs. And when you're ready, walk your hands back up to seated pigeon. Slowly and gently, being kind to our joints. Maybe your foot feels a little tingly. Come back to all fours. And then push up to downward facing dog just to get the blood going in the opposite direction. Beautiful. We're going to take a quick just shoulder opening. So come down to all fours and onto your belly. I believe this is called broken wing. So first come into Crocodile Pose. So your hands are just, your head is just resting on your hands in a very restorative pose on your belly. You're going to reach your left arm out to the side and your other arm out to the other side. And maybe you use your right arm to roll back on that shoulder. And if this hurts at all, just stay in Crocodile Pose or even come into Child's Pose. It's a pretty intense shoulder opener. So she's using that arm to push back and open up this whole side of her shoulder. And her leg is resting behind her front leg, just as support. It shouldn't hurt, it should feel good. So if it doesn't feel good, come into Child's Pose. Or just lay there. Breathing into it. Lovely. Let's roll back into Crocodile Pose, just laying on our belly. Take a few breaths. We're going to go to the other side. Tee out your arms. Push up on the other side. And open up the other shoulder. Nice. Breathing into that space, giving it some time and a moment to open. And we'll roll back to Crocodile. Take a few breaths, and when you're ready, we're going to flip like a pancake over onto our backs. I promised you a nice Shavasana for this evening. But first, let's take a big stretch, reaching your toes long and your arms over your head like a big morning stretch. Don't catch on fire, Vera, with your candle. And then inhale, bring your knees to your chest, curl in, give yourself a hug. Vera likes to kiss each of her knees after her practice to thank her body for her practice. And now release completely into Shavasana, our final resting pose. Get comfortable here. You might want to place something under your back, a blanket, something over your eyes. Yep, something under your knees. Get nice and comfortable. Beautiful. Your feet go maybe a little bit wider, your toes fall, your palms are relaxed, facing up. And let's go inward. Scan your body. Just noticing and observing, like watching scenery pass by, not getting too attached to any one sensation or feeling or thought. Starting at the crown of your head, let your forehead muscles release. The space between your eyes, relax. Peel your tongue off the roof of your mouth. Maybe your mouth falls open a little bit, that's okay. Let your throat muscles go. Let your shoulders melt into the mat. Your heart is supported and pumping, but it's melting. Finding more space in your chest. Your rib cage deflates on your exhales, releasing tension. Your belly is free and relaxed. Your tailbone and pelvis sink down along with your lower back, and your butt cheeks. Your thighs roll out ever so slightly, along with your knees. Maybe your feet fall ever so slightly down to the earth. And notice your breath travel from that same path, from crown to forehead, to throat, to heart, to your belly, to your pelvis, to your thighs. Observe your thoughts, but don't get too attached to sensations. See them float by like scenery. It's been my honor to be with you this evening and guide you through this gentle evening practice. The student and teacher in me honors and loves the student and teacher in each of you. Namaste.